Okay, guys. So today we're gonna talk a little bit about Gloom. This is the second edition. If you have the second edition or the first edition, they are coincidable, so you could use the second edition with the first edition if you want. I'm not sure if they even sell it though, but I bought the second one. So this is a game for 2 to 4 players. There's 4 expansions. Each expansion gives you one other family, so that means one other player. However, the edition I have, the Unquiet Dead, it does not give you another family, so I just have this and the core, so I only have 4 players. Okay, so you have 4 families to start off. You have purple, yellow, red, and green. Each family comes with 5 members. I think that's better. Each family comes with 5 members. However, if you do want to play with the 5th person, or even with the 4th, to make the game not go as long, you could always take off 1 member of each family and give it to the 5th person. So you would have the 5. The 5th person would have 1 of each color. Or just leave it 4 to 4. So we're just gonna put these back here. My favorite would probably be yellow, though. I'm not sure what the name was, but I like the Mr. Giggles here. He always has a smile for the children. Clowns are very creepy. So okay, so just gonna move these guys. Okay, so the objective of the game is to make the family you have suffer as much as possible before they die. The game ends when all members of the family are turned over. All of them have the rest in peace. And then the player with the lowest score, so the more negative, the higher negative number, that person wins. You only count the people that are dead, so if this were the end of the game, all 5 of the people are dead. And this person only had this one person die for some reason. I would count all of mine, and whoever was yellow player would only count the 1, even if these people had a score, which is their self-worth, I think it's called. So okay, so on your turn, no, I gotta put them back over. So on your turn, you have 2 actions to take. You can take any as you could do any of them in any order, which we have right here. Is to play a modifier, an event, an untimely death, discard, pass, and then after that you draw back up, and sometimes you get a free play. You get 2 of these cards, and they're both the same front and back, but just to show you guys. And then some modifiers. That will have certain effects. The arrow means it'll happen right away. The C arrow is continuous, so it happens as long as you could see it. And persistent means even if you do cover up the effect, you have to do a couple other things to get rid of the thing entirely. And the response would be like a negate. Usually like a negate. I've only seen it happen once. So on your turn, everyone has a starting hand of 5 cards, and I love how these are because that's so cool. So anyway, let's see what we got here. Okay, so cards like this would be an untimely death. I'm trying to say the name for you guys. So it's always gonna have I guess the name of it, and you can see the recipe. And then if it has like a bonus at the end, sometimes you get more score if they're worth something. And here's one with the immediate effect. Okay, so what happens is you get 2 of the actions. Ooh, I think we're set. Sorry guys, I don't do these a lot. So, Untimely Deaths, by the way, these can only be the first action you take, unless you have a free play card or something that says you can play it on your second action or maybe like a third or a fourth action. And you cannot play it on someone right away. They need to have a negative score first in order for them to for that to happen. But you wouldn't be able to do it, you know, the first turn, because you're gonna play the self-worth card the first turn or first action. Second action, you would have to play the Untimely Death. But if they played this, didn't do anything else, the yellow team went, the first card this person does was this, then they would, you know, be turned over. But can't do that. And what you want to do, you know, you want to read the short little bio that they have on there, and make up a story every time you play an event card. That makes it more fun. You know, how are the twins gonna grow old without grace, for a negative score of 20 points, and that's the self-worth here. And sometimes they'll add up, or sometimes they'll be even taken away. Now they're taken by salmon. So far they're gonna have a negative 30 score if they die. However, you know, someone else could play it, or you generally want to play the negative cards on your family. You know, because the more you have, the more you win. And then the positive scores. We don't have a positive score right now. Positive score on your opponents. But as you can see here, like, you know, the negative, it became negative 20 instead of negative 30 like they did. So that wouldn't be a bad first turn, actually. So then you draw back up to your hand limit. It starts out 5, but there are certain cards that allow you to have one more. I've seen mostly have less. It's just how it happens. And that person didn't have any. So let's see if yellow team has any events. And yes, so these are modifier cards. By the way, the Untimely Death we've already seen. And this, something that looks like that would be an event card. It's gonna have one of the little things here, because some of the cards have like a little symbol there that would be maybe like a goblet. It would be it deals like feast, poison, or food related events. Don't know why I didn't know that, but I just got this game like yesterday. An event here. So let's see, a second chance. So it's a response effect and right away. So we'll just cancel an Untimely Death, or you can remove a discarded Untimely Death card from a dead character. I guess that would mean they come back to life. But in the expansion, they're quite dead. They do come back to life. So this person would have something. Okay, so here we go. So the yellow player here would have Popular in Parliament. Okay, so this person, if they play it, would have right away effect. So yellow player plays this on purple, and it says to draw 2 cards right away. However, it does not happen to the person who drew the card. So draw 2 cards. These 2. So actually, with these, it means whoever has the card on them when it's played gets to draw 2 cards. And then this one would be another one, but it gives you kind of a bit. Mauled by Manatee. Maybe that's why Mr. Google's you know, maybe he did a kid's party and something went wrong, so he ended up having to be mauled by Manatee. And then his turn's already over. He already played the 5. So back to the purple player's turn. So he actually has 7 cards, and when you have more than 7 or more than 5, you do not have to do anything. You don't even have to play your turn if you don't want to. Or you could just play the 1 card. You don't have to play both. You don't have to play the 1. There was the option to discard your hand. However, if you do that during your first action, you don't have a second action, because the end of your turn is when you draw. So if you would want, you know, I would think it's better to maybe kill one of the family members, and they don't have any negative self-worth, so they actually couldn't be killed. only the Mr. Google's there. So, 7 cards I don't think would be bad. He had decent stuff, I guess. And that's basically how it would work. Play positives on your opponents, try to get rid of their scores. Oh, here's one. Let's see. Tragic misunderstanding. Choose 2 living characters. Swap their top modifiers. So you just put that in your discard pile, however you would have it. You probably want to switch to this one with Mr. Giggles. You want the negative scores. You want to give other people. And as that was the second card, can't do anything else. He had 7 to start, and he ended with 5 still. And he didn't discard his hand, so he's gonna keep these 5, and then it would be Yellow's turn again, and they just go back and forth until they are able to kill themselves or maybe their families. But as soon as the last family member is dead on any family, the game is over, and you would add up all the negative scores together, and whoever has the lowest wins. And you only count what you can see. So because he had so many placed on him, he doesn't get all of it. It's only what you see when you flip it over. So it's only the 20 or only the 30. And that's the game. That's the main core game of Gloom. Bye, guys.